Reading the Progress Singapore Party's statement on January 10th about ministers backtracking on TraceTogether promises, PSP Assistant Secretary General Francis Yuen explains in detail the party's position on the matter. A former Air Force Lieutenant Colonel, his career has been in the field of aerospace engineering, locally and in China. He spent 14 years in Beijing and Shanghai, growing their aerospace industries as part of multinational corporations. A Singapore Armed Forces scholar, he has worked with Ministers Teo Chee Hean, George Yeo, Lim Hin Kiang, and Lim Swee Say in his 20 years as part of Air Force leadership. One of PSP's beliefs is the need for good, strong governance and transparency, independence, accountability. What then are your thoughts on the recent TraceTogether saga?
The TraceTogether is an important element to fight the pandemic. For us to be able to get everybody around supporting, using the TraceTogether, we need transparency in terms of what the system is about, and more importantly, that the data collected is used solely and singularly for tracing COVID cases. Now that it has been linked to CPC, there is now the question of, is it totally safe to use the TraceTogether? When people have doubts and do not have the faith or confidence that their data is 100% private, then there will be instances where they will not use it or try to get around it. And the implication, therefore, is serious. Then you will derail the whole process of making this TraceTogether an effective system to fight the pandemic. And it is people's safety and life at stake. It's not so much about linking it to CPC and using the element of the data for tracking criminal cases, which is not meant for. So being transparent is critical, and we want to champion the fact that, an important system like that has got to be transparent to the people, and the system must honor what it's supposed to do.
Mr. Yuen's comments on the recent TraceTogether developments, including the huge backlash from Singaporeans after Minister of State for Home Affairs Desmond Tan said in Parliament on January 4th that the police could obtain TraceTogether data for criminal investigations. Before that, a privacy statement on the TraceTogether website had said the data would only be used for contact tracing purposes. The site was updated on January 4th to clarify that the Criminal Procedure Code (CPC) applies to all data under Singapore's jurisdiction. Foreign Minister Vivian Balakrishnan said on January 5th, also in Parliament, that he had not thought of the CPC earlier and that he had overlooked it. Do you think this reasoning is something Singaporeans should accept?
Quite disappointing. It may be one minister not having so-called overlooked the fact that you have this implication, but certainly there are other members in the cabinet or in the team that would have pointed this out, that rules of the CPC, we are not going to use the data for anything else other than contact tracing.
You are watching The Independent Singapore. Subscribe to our channel for breaking news and